What's up everyone, welcome back to another breakdown video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the difference between a risk entry versus a confirmation entry, and I'm going to show you examples of both. Right off the bat, you can see here on the screen, the risk entry is a limit entry out of your point of interest that you expect the market to trade away from. So whether you're looking for sells, it's an area that you're looking for the market to reverse from, or if you're looking for continuation trades, it's another area where you're looking to buy or sell from, depending on your bias. Whereas a confirmation entry is a lower time frame break of structure, such as the 5-minute, the M15, or the hourly. So lower time frame out of those areas of interest, breaking structure, then giving you a little bit more confirmation. So I'm going to draw up what I mean by a risk entry right now, the scenario, and then I'm going to draw up a confirmation entry. Then I'm going to bring you guys to the charts from Friday. I don't trade Fridays, but Friday gave two beautiful opportunities on AUD USD. I broke it down on the RM Trading Instagram, so if you guys don't follow me there, go check it out in the description. That's where I'm posting some markups and stuff. I'm going to try and be way more active on there because you guys love the information that I post on there. But without further ado, let's jump into the risk entry. The pattern I like to see that I personally trade is I want to see some sort of consolidation, so some sort of accumulation, right? The market ranging, whether this be Asia. Usually with the daily cycle, I like to see Asia range. Then we want to see a sweep of the lows like this. Then we want to see a break of the high. And then you want to see some sort of retracement down into a discount, and this area will most likely leave a fair value gap or an imbalance, and then the market will continue higher. So what a risk entry would be is, say you have your area right here, you can see that it's coming back down and testing this support or this range, whatever you want to call it. This is where you could have your limit entry stop below the swing and then target the next liquidity pool, whether that be a point of interest or a daily high or a session high up here. Now, what a confirmation entry would be is if, say this happened over here, what we would see within this area. So let's pay attention to this area right now, this box, right? I'm going to draw it to the right. That was a terrible box, but just bear with me, guys. So over here, let's say we're in this POI. So I'm just going to draw this. This is right here. Okay, so you guys are understanding. Then what we would see is that corrective move down into here. And then we would see the exact same thing that we saw over here. We'd see a little range, we'd see a sweep of that, and then we'd see a break of structure above the high. And then this is where we would put our limit entry, right? So this is where we would have our order block or whatever imbalance, whatever you're using to enter, stop just below the low like this, and again, target the high. So these are the exact same trade. One gives you more confirmation, right? Because with this, you're assuming this area is going to hold. Whereas with the confirmation entry, you're able to see a little bit more price action out of that area. So this would be a lower time frame move. So say this is a 15-minute order block. This could be the 1 minute, the 2 minute, 3 minute time frame, or say this is a 5-minute order block and you want a little more confirmation, you could use the 1 minute out of there. So without further ado, I hope this makes sense, and let's jump over to the charts where I can break down this beautiful trade. All right, guys, so thanks for meeting me back over on the charts here. I'm going to be doing this breakdown on FX Replay because I can simulate as if we are taking this trade live together. So let's just break down on the higher time frame. Obviously, you can see that we are bullish on AU. We've had consistent bullish momentum ever since this accumulation down here. And if we look on the 4-hour time frame, you can pay attention to the price behavior, right? So obviously, if I'm looking at this right now, we had this impulsive leg up, and then we're starting to have a corrective move down, right? So in terms of liquidity, all we're doing is building buy side liquidity here because we are bullish, right? So corrective price action for sells, for my bias to shift to sells, I need to see some strong, clean, bearish closures, which is something we haven't had here. But let's pay more attention right now to this order block right here. So we had a nice order block right here that swept liquidity to the left right here, mitigating this order block, this demand zone, which was responsible for this move up that broke this structure over here, right? So also pay attention to the 4-hour rejection, right? This is not the type of candle we want to see when we're looking for sells, right? We want to see strong bearish candles, especially after 2 bearish candles like this in a row. To get one like this isn't what we want to see. So then what I do is I jump down to the lower time frame and I'm looking at price action on the hourly, the 4-hour, the 15, and then I'm kind of building my bias for what I want to see. But right off the bat, this concerns me, right? If I'm looking for sells, I don't want to be looking for sells because this big trend line above is liquidity, and most likely we're already bullish on daily, the weekly, most likely we're going to continue higher to take out that liquidity. So then on the hourly time frame, you can see that we had a sweep of these lows here. I'm just going to mark this out like such. We had all these equal lows right here. You can see we swept them and then we caused a move to the upside, breaking above this high. So now we've had an hourly break of structure. If we look on the 15-minute time frame here, speaking about the daily cycle, you can see Asia lows had this liquidity down here. London session swept liquidity to the left, causing a break of structure to the upside. So now this is the price leg that we are playing within. And when it comes to confirmation entries, what I'm looking at right away is this imbalance right here, because this order block caused the move to the upside, creating an imbalance. And also, to prevent over refining, a lot of the time I will enter on these imbalances now, because say you do have your entry down here, there's a good amount of times where it'll miss you. So it's entirely up to you, but this is just a beautiful example of that confirmation entry. We're anticipating a bullish New York, so we're expecting London low to hold. And then this is what I mean. You can set your limit right here and have your stop loss below the swing, and you can target the liquidity pool up here, which would be the previous day high. Okay, so that gives you a beautiful 1 to 3 risk reward. So let's just set this pending limit. You can see we have all the risk parameters over here. I'm going to set a limit like so, and now you can see we have that set. So let's just fast forward and watch price come into this area. One thing I want you to pay attention to is how corrective we are now approaching this area. We're not coming down extremely rough, and we are starting to build liquidity right here as well. Let's play this out a little bit more. So now you can see that we have been tagged into this trade right at New York Open. And now what I want to do is show you guys what I mean by confirmation entries, okay? So right here, you can see we start to push to the upside, which is nice. Then we start to come down once again. We're still playing within this area. There hasn't been any breaks of structure yet because we reacted from this swing high that caused the move down. But what I want you to pay attention to is the corrective nature once again. Notice how we're not coming down very strong. We're coming down super corrective. So with the beauty thing about these limit entries and the risk entries is you don't have to worry about what the lower time frame does whatsoever. You can just set this pending and go on about your session. Maybe you have a job. Maybe you just simply don't want to look at the markets like as much as I do, just sitting there staring at them. This is a great way to just kind of eliminate emotions and just kind of just let the trade do what it wants. But now as we're approaching this area, this is when you can look on the lower time frame for a break of structure. Okay, so I'm just going to drag this across for a second. We're where we have this limit entry going. And now this is when you can look for a lower time frame confirmation. You can see, like I talked about before, we're starting to do that exact same thing that I talked about before, where we'll range and then we will sweep the lows. So I want to see some of these lows get swept like this. And I want to see a break of structure to the upside. So now you can see we ran these lows. Look at the liquidity that's being built, right? Look at all this liquidity that is being built. That line is white, but you see what I mean, right? All these stop losses above here, and we can clearly see the corrective nature of this, which is great. So now we're waiting for a break of structure above the highs. You can see we have a nice inducement right here as well. And now this is our price leg from here to here. The exact same thing that happened on the 15-minute time frame is now happening on the 1 minute, right? And you can use the 2-minute chart if you want, the 3-minute chart if you want, anywhere within this range. But the M1 looked very clean for me. So now what I want to do is set my limit below these lows. Just to give it a little bit of room, I would use this stop loss. And then your take profit would be the next liquidity pool, which would be London high up here for like a 1 to 4. And you can have it even higher if you want to. But remember what I said in a previous video, if you don't see any inducement, you are the inducement. So instead of putting your pending up here and having your stop loss down here, there's an imbalance down here, right? And we want to see some people get taken out of the market. So just put your limit right at this low. It doesn't have to be all the way down here. And I will do the exact same process that I just did with the limit entry. Place limit like so. And now you can see that we come into this trade nice and we start to break to the upside. So now I can go on the 5-minute time frame. You're in both these trades right now, and we'll see how they play out. Boom. So now you can see we run up, we take the highs, and take profit has been hit on the one trade. but unfortunately the data for the remainder of this price action isn't available yet because it's Saturday when I'm filming this, but you guys get the gist of this. If I go over to TradingView right now, I will show you where this trade went. But even if you just had a pending on this one, this is a place you could have taken a lot of your partials off, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown on FX Replay, and I'm gonna go show you guys what happened on the TradingView charts. So as you can see, look what happened. Price ran all the way up into the previous day high, ended up taking out this weekly high as well, and just simply following price action. Remember, we looked on the higher time frame. This is where you could have had your limit entry right here. And then if you wanted that extra confirmation on the lower time frame, down here, we got that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. If you did, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in how I trade, check out the mentorship link in the description. You guys will love it. If not, continue to watch the free videos. It's entirely up to you, but I hope this did provide a lot of value. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys coming each and every week. So what do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.